In the heart of the world's most ancient forests, a quiet giant roams. A creature of immense power and surprising grace, rarely seen and even more rarely understood. This is the Gaur, the largest wild bovine on Earth. A symbol of the wild and a vital pulse in the lifeblood of the jungle. Weighing over 1,000 kilograms and standing taller than a man at the shoulder, the male Gaur is an imposing figure. But beneath that immense frame lies a gentle herbivore, a master of a specific and demanding landscape. The Gaur are masters of camouflage, their dark, glossy coats blending seamlessly with the shadows of the forest. Their day is a rhythmic cycle of foraging and rest. They are creatures of habit, following ancient trails to find the grasses, shoots, and fruits that sustain them. In this hidden world, every movement is deliberate, every sound a clue to their presence. While the solitary bull is a powerful sight, the true heart of the Gaur's world is the herd. Led by a dominant male, a complex social hierarchy governs their lives. The bond between a mother and her calf is fierce and protective, a testament to the importance of family in a world filled with danger. The Gaur are not just residents of the rainforest, they are its architects. As they graze and move, they create pathways and clearings, allowing sunlight to reach the forest floor. These clearings become new habitats for other species, from smaller herbivores to birds and insects. In a sense, the Gaur are the gardeners of the jungle, their presence shaping the ecosystem for the benefit of all. But this delicate balance is under threat. The Gaur's world is shrinking. Habitat loss, driven by deforestation and agriculture, forces them into smaller and more isolated territories. Their ancient migration routes are being severed, and their wild lands are being fragmented. Conservation efforts are now more critical than ever. Scientists are tracking Gaur movements to understand their needs, and dedicated park rangers are working tirelessly to protect them from poaching. In some areas, local communities are being empowered to become guardians of the forest, recognizing that their future is tied to the future of the Gaur. The Gaur's future is a story still being written. It is a tale of resilience, a reminder of the power and importance of the natural world. If we listen, we can still hear the voice of the Gaur, a powerful call from the deep heart of the forest. It is a call to action, to preserve the wild spaces that we all depend on. In the tapestry of Southeast Asia's dry forests and open woodlands lives an animal of extraordinary beauty and immense power. This is the Banteng, a species of wild cattle often called the jewel of the forest. Their striking coats, chestnut for the females and calves and a deep, glossy black for the mature bulls, shine like polished mahogany under the forest canopy. Banteng are creatures of habit and resilience. They navigate a complex world of shifting seasons, from the dense, humid growth of the rainy season to the parched, open landscapes of the dry months. Their survival depends on a keen sense of their environment, knowing where to find water and the best grazing grounds. They are particularly fond of mineral licks, which provide essential salts and minerals to their diet. The Banteng's social structure is its first line of defense. Herds are typically led by a powerful bull, with females and their young forming the core of the group. This tight-knit community provides safety with watchful eyes and a collective strength that can deter most predators. But for this magnificent creature, the threats are immense. Today, the Banteng is classified as endangered, and in some regions, it is considered critically endangered. The global population, once thriving, is estimated to have decreased by over 50% in the last 3 decades, with some recent assessments suggesting an even more drastic decline. The primary threats are clear and devastating. Habitat loss is the most significant, with forests being cleared for agriculture and human settlements. This fragmentation isolates populations, making them vulnerable to disease from domestic cattle and inbreeding. Poaching for their meat and horns remains a persistent danger, and the indiscriminate use of snares in Southeast Asia has become a terrifying crisis, indiscriminately killing Banteng and many other species. The situation is dire, but not without hope. Across Southeast Asia, dedicated conservationists, scientists, and local communities are fighting to save the Banteng. They've established protected areas and wildlife sanctuaries to provide safe havens. In Cambodia and Thailand, researchers are using camera traps and radio collars to monitor populations and understand their movements, informing strategies to connect fragmented habitats. One of the most encouraging success stories comes from Thailand's Western Forest Complex, where decades of robust anti-poaching efforts and habitat protection have led to a doubling of the Banteng population in a key sanctuary. This model shows that with sustained effort, investment, and collaboration, it is possible to turn the tide. The future of the Banteng lies not just in protecting what remains, but in actively restoring what has been lost. This is the Asian black bear, an animal perfectly adapted to its world, yet facing a silent crisis. Unlike many of its relatives, the Asian black bear is a master of the canopy. With a powerful upper body and long, sharp claws, it spends a significant portion of its life in trees, a skill that not only provides a safe haven from predators, but also gives it access to its primary food source: fruits, nuts, and berries. They are expert foragers, their diet changing with the seasons. They are omnivores, but their diet is predominantly plant-based. While they will eat insects and occasionally scavenge, their survival hinges on the health of the forest and the abundance of its fruits. In the colder northern parts of their range, they will retreat into dens for hibernation, often in hollow logs or caves. But in the warmer southern regions, they remain active year-round. The greatest threat to the Asian black bear is not in the wild, but in the dark corridors of the illegal wildlife trade. The demand for their gallbladders, paws, and bile for use in traditional medicine has led to rampant poaching across their range. It's a cruel and devastating industry that has driven their numbers into a steep decline. Adding to this pressure is the accelerating loss of their habitat. Deforestation for logging and agriculture shrinks their territories, forcing them into closer proximity with human settlements. This can lead to increased human-bear conflicts, with bears being killed in retaliation for crop damage or livestock predation. Their world is shrinking, and with it, their population. Over the last 3 decades, the Asian black bear population has plummeted, and their historical range has contracted by nearly half. They are listed as vulnerable by the IUCN, but in many regions, local populations are at the brink of extinction. Despite the grim statistics, there are powerful forces of hope. Conservationists and organizations are working tirelessly to combat the illegal wildlife trade and shut down bear bile farms. Wildlife sanctuaries provide a safe, permanent home for bears rescued from these horrific conditions. Furthermore, successful reintroduction programs are proving that the bears can make a comeback. In South Korea, a decades-long effort has seen the population of Asian black bears in Jirisan National Park grow from a handful of individuals to a stable and growing population. These successes are a testament to the power of protection and a reminder that when we give these animals a chance, they can thrive. In the heart of Thailand, a world of emerald canopies and ancient trees, lives a giant of immense grace and intelligence, the Asian elephant. For centuries, they have been a symbol of the nation, revered in culture and indispensable to the rhythms of the forest. Yet this majestic animal faces a silent crisis, a dwindling population that threatens to erase them from this sacred landscape forever. This is the story of Thailand's elephants, their journey, their struggle, and the fight for their survival. The natural home of the Asian elephant is the tropical rainforests of northern and western Thailand. These dense, humid environments provide everything they need to thrive: a rich buffet of plants, bamboo, and fruits, and a sprawling, interconnected network of land to roam. Places like the Dong Payayan Khao Yai Forest Complex and the Thungyai Nariswan Wildlife Sanctuary are vital refuges, serving as the last great strongholds for the wild herds. Elephants are nature's gardeners. As they forage, they spread seeds far and wide, helping to maintain the forest's health and biodiversity. They are a keystone species. Their presence shapes the entire ecosystem, creating pathways for other animals and ensuring the forest remains vibrant. Their home is not just a place to live, it is a world they actively create and maintain. At the turn of the 20th century, over 100,000 elephants roamed freely across Thailand. Today, that number has plummeted dramatically. The primary cause of this devastating drop is habitat loss and fragmentation. As Thailand's human population has grown, so has the demand for land. Vast sections of forest have been cleared for agriculture, plantations, and human settlements. This development breaks up the elephant's traditional migratory routes, confining them to smaller, isolated patches of forest. These islands of habitat cannot sustain them, leading to inbreeding and a higher risk of disease. This loss of space also fuels a tragic side effect: human-elephant conflict. Driven by hunger, elephants are forced to venture into farmlands in search of food. When they destroy crops, they can ruin a farmer's livelihood, leading to dangerous and often lethal retaliation against the elephants. The challenges for these magnificent animals are twofold, impacting both wild and captive populations. For wild elephants, the struggle is for space and coexistence. Conservation efforts are focused on creating wildlife corridors, safe pathways that connect fragmented forest habitats, allowing herds to move freely. Community education programs also work to teach villagers about elephant behavior and non-lethal deterrence to protect both their farms and the animals. For Thailand's captive elephants, the battle is for humane treatment. Historically, elephants were used in the logging industry. And after the logging ban in 1989, many were forced into the tourism trade. Activities like elephant riding and performances, which were once commonplace, are now widely condemned for the physical and psychological harm they cause. In response to a growing global awareness, a new movement of compassionate care is taking root. Ethical elephant sanctuaries are transforming the way humans interact with these animals. Places like the Elephant Nature Park in Chiang Mai and Phuket. Elephant Sanctuary offer a safe haven for rescued, injured, and elderly elephants. At these sanctuaries, the elephants are not performers or beasts of burden. They are given the freedom to roam, forage, and socialize with one another in a natural, chain-free environment. Visitors are encouraged to observe the elephants' natural behaviors from a distance, rather than riding or interacting with them directly. This new model of ethical tourism provides a sustainable source of income for the sanctuaries while promoting a deep respect for the animals' well-being. It's a promising shift, proving that we can appreciate these giants without causing them harm. Thailand's forests are home to a diverse array of life. But among its most elegant inhabitants are the various species of deer. From the large, majestic sambar to the diminutive barking deer, these creatures are integral to the health of their ecosystems. Yet their presence is often unseen, their numbers a quiet concern as they navigate a world where their home is shrinking. This is the story of Thailand's deer, a tale of beauty, fragility, and the tireless efforts to ensure their future. Thailand's deer population is comprised of several species, each with its own unique characteristics and preferred habitats. The sambar deer, one of the largest species, is a shy giant that roams widely through the dry, deciduous, and evergreen forests of the country. They are often seen near water sources, feeding on grasses, leaves, and fruits. Another notable species is the barking deer, also known as the muntjac. This small deer, named for its distinctive dog-like alarm call, is one of the most widespread and is often found in hilly, forested areas close to water. Sadly, some species, like the Eld's deer, are no longer found in the wild in Thailand. They are considered extirpated, a poignant reminder of the threats that have faced these animals. The hog deer, another formerly extinct species in Thailand, has been reintroduced through dedicated conservation programs. Like their elephant cousins, deer in Thailand have faced a dramatic decrease in their numbers. This decline is largely due to two major threats. The most significant is habitat loss and fragmentation. As forests are converted into agricultural land and human settlements, deer lose the large connected territories they need to thrive. This leads to isolated populations that are more vulnerable to disease and inbreeding. The second equally serious threat is illegal hunting and poaching. Deer are targeted for their meat and antlers, with snares and traps becoming increasingly common hunting methods. The illegal wildlife trade poses a constant danger, making it difficult for populations to recover even in protected areas. Conservation efforts are critical for the survival of Thailand's deer. For species like the sambar deer, which are a vital food source for predators like tigers, programs focus on population augmentation. Breeding and reintroduction projects are underway to increase prey numbers, which in turn help support the broader ecosystem. For species that were once lost, such as the hog deer and Eld's deer, the path to recovery is a testament to human intervention. These species are being bred in captivity and carefully reintroduced into protected wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. The success of these programs relies on careful monitoring, genetic analysis, and continuous habitat management to ensure the new populations can survive and flourish. For some deer, like those in zoos, the purpose is not just to house them, but to protect and preserve their species. In an age of heightened awareness, the focus in modern zoos has shifted to ethical treatment. This means providing large, naturalistic enclosures, specialized diets, and veterinary care. Zoos are increasingly playing a vital role in species conservation, serving as a haven for animals that are no longer able to survive in the wild. They are also essential centers for research, education, and captive breeding programs that that are the last hope for some of Thailand's most vulnerable deer species.